So that song is called Majority, and it's by an artist named Moses Bliss. And I just love that name so much. Moses Bliss. And the chorus is, one with God is a majority. I'm royalty. That's my identity. In the midst of the storms I see, I cannot lose. I have the victory. We are one. One with God is a majority. So we are here in our last month of 2024, which will conclude this version of our annual theme, Ubuntu, We Rise Together. And during this time of year, I love to take stock of myself. I like to do an inventory to give myself a loving self-evaluation, if you will. And so part of that evaluation for ourselves could be asking ourselves questions like, what was your grand rising this year? Because we have anchored ourselves in the principle of Ubuntu with each month's theme. So let me just remind you of the journey that we've been on this year with Ubuntu. We rise together. Our monthly themes have been oneness, love, transformation, yes, celebration, respect, play, connection, sanity, healing, generosity, and oneness. So you may have noticed that I said oneness twice because we are ending the year the way we began the year. So in January, our theme was oneness, and now our theme is oneness again. Oneness is anchoring us like spiritual bookmarks, bookends. And in the center of these bookends, we are in the center of oneness. So I also want to remind you that we also started the year by declaring a quality that we made a commitment to embodying, embracing, experiencing more fully this year. You all remember that? I just see Susie's hand raised. All right. So what is your quality? What was the quality that you chose for yourself at the beginning of the year? I invite you to put it in the chat if you're on Zoom and to write it in the comments if you're with us on Facebook. What was your experience of your quality this year, right? Susie's quality this year was transformation. So Susie might ask herself the question, how did I experience transformation this year? In what ways was I transformed? Steadfast, Fee might ask herself, how have I demonstrated steadfastness this year? Roxanne might ask herself, how am I expressing authenticity? Self-love is, I think that's Rev Donna Marie. How did I embody, oh, that's Roxanne. How did I embody self-love this year? Bonnie's love, peace, prosperity, and bravery. How am I expressing those qualities in my life? So that's the invitation. Did you cultivate it or did you forget about it? And when you forgot about it, did you remember again and start where you are? Because it's not to punish or beat up ourselves about it at all. It's to bring ourselves back to the truth of who we are. So how did your quality impact your relationships with yourself, with your families, with your friends, with your colleagues, with challenges, with humanity, right? Love and peace has made Bonnie strong. Yes, Bonnie. So we'll have another opportunity to choose our qualities again for 2025. You can use the same quality if you want to deepen it, or you could choose different qualities for yourself. And so we'll talk more about that in the new year. So our message today is one is a majority. Rev Donna Marie, self-worth. Yes, yes, yes. One is a majority. Our book for this month is The Thunder of Silence by Joel Goldsmith. And I'm a fan of Joel Goldsmith. I love his work. Two of my favorite books of his are The Infinite Way and Practicing the Presence. And this book does not fall short from those two books. The Thunder of Silence. The Thunder of Silence. So I want to start with something that Ernest Holmes writes in the Science of Mind text as he talks about oneness. Because we know that oneness is principle. Oneness is a universal principle. Ernest says, there is one infinite God, and every time we speak to this God, we receive a direct answer. One, one, one. And he has every one in caps, so he's not playing. One, one, one with an exclamation point. I am God, and there is none else. There is one limitless life, which returns to the thinker exactly what they think into it. One, 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 in all, over all, and through all. Talk, live, act, believe, and know that you are a center in this one. Talk, live, act, believe, and know that you are a center in this one. And I would just add to Ernest when he talks about there is one limitless life which returns to the thinker exactly what they think into it. I would add to that there is one limitless life which returns to the person that also is the feeler exactly what they feel into that. So it is a thinking and it is a feeling. Mental equivalent and feeling equivalent. So we get to experience the oneness of the one within ourselves and with each other. The oneness in me honors the oneness in you. And that is what Ubuntu is all about. Thank you, Jan, for that beautiful meditation where we got to center ourselves again in the energy and the vibration of Ubuntu. I am because you are. Because you are, I am. Yes? We get to breathe that in. So we must remember that there is a power and strength in oneness. Joe Goldsmith writes in The Thunder of Silence. He says, the only real strength there is in conscious union with God. And in a realization, one with God becomes a majority. One individual having the spiritual understanding of the nature of God becomes a law of harmony, health, and supply upon thousands and thousands of people all over the world. That is where the strength is, in union with God. And we have had many examples of that in the world. Buddha, Jesus the Christ, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, to name a few. So Joe Goldsmith makes a point to say that there is power in the realization that the only real strength there is in conscious union with God. So that realization, right? When we do spiritual mind treatment, one of the steps are realization. Realization is about a knowingness. It's reality with a capital R. It's about keeping it real. It's keeping it 100 all the way live, right? So God and I are one is a wonderful affirmation. However, it needs to become our battle cry of victory in times of a storm. One is a majority when the one, you, me, our community of love and joy, has a spiritual understanding, a spiritual awakening, a spiritual knowingness that our strength is in our union with God. That also means our strength is in our union with each other. Because who are we? We are godlings. So there is strength in the number one. That number that is oneness, that is the individualized expression of each one of us. And that realization, yes, we each get to be a demonstration of this power, this oneness. We each get to be a demonstration of these teachings by being, moving, and having all of who we are as the principle and the power of oneness itself. So today, let us be reminded that oneness outnumbers the popular and the electoral. Let us remember that oneness is powerful beyond anything that is not like it. Joe Goldsmith writes in the book, when consciousness has attained the awareness of one power, one law, one substance, one cause, oneness, we do not respond with fear, doubt, or horror to anything seen or heard. And then it is that consciousness has gone beyond power and attained the silence. The silence is the healing consciousness. This silence that he is referring to is a state of consciousness, a state of oneness consciousness, no matter what. So in those moments of fear, doubt, shock, horror, has anyone had those feelings recently? Maybe in November, specifically on November 5th. We get to choose. We get to choose the power of oneness as our state of consciousness. So it is a knowingness that an invisible presence, an intangible something is nevertheless operating. And from that very invisibility will come into expression everything necessary to our unfoldment. We are unfolding, y'all. We are in a period of unfoldment. This is the perfect time to realize and to recognize and to be in the revelation of the power and strength of oneness as a majority. Ernest Holmes said, there is no true revelation other than through the self. So we are realizing our oneness through ourselves. We're not looking outside of ourselves for some revelation. The revelation reveals itself through and as us. Guess what? Your CNN don't have no revelation for us. The revelation is within us. Go within. Oneness is a majority. So one of the things I say in our welcome message every Sunday is we know there is strength in numbers, and that number is one. Yes, the answer is oneness all the time, no matter what. No matter what. So apply that no matter what to everything that is happening in your life and in the world. No matter what. And if you're saying to yourself, oh, revmelissa, but what about this? I would say back to you, what about God? What about love? What about harmony? What about you? So this is what we get to stand in and ask, because we are the ones that know oneness is a majority. We are called to stand as one in oneness. We are called to stand as love in oneness. We are called to stand as joy in oneness. We are called to stand as self-worth in oneness. We are called to stand as steadfastness in oneness. We are called to stand as truth in oneness. We are called to stand as bravery in oneness. This is what we are called to do. We are called to stand in transformation in oneness. This is how we get to use our quality. It's not a game. We use the power of good in the universe, no matter what. Yes, we get shook sometimes. Yeah, we do. We get shook, but we know what to do. We know what works. And we get to choose that which works, no matter what. No matter what. We are rooted in oneness. So our vision is we see a world that is rooted in oneness. We don't look to the world. We look to the invisible force. We look to the creative principle of the universe, which is oneness. What are you looking at? What is holding your attention? What is distracting you? Gather yourself up. You'll know what I say. Go get yourself. Gather yourself up. Sit yourself down. Center yourself within yourself. Ground yourself again. Bless yourself. And know the truth of who called you into being at this divine time. Right here and right now. I recently started reading Ernest Holmes' book. It's called Ernest at Asilomar. I have it down here. Ernest Holmes at Asilomar. It's a wonderful book. It is a compilation of many of the talks that he gave at Asilomar. And one of his most famous talks at Asilomar is Sermon at the Sea. And one of the things that he said in this talk, and he gave this talk August 15th, 1959. Let's see if it still applies now. He said, "We are part of the evolution of human destiny. We are a part of the unfoldment of the divine intelligence in human affairs. It has reached a point of conscious and deliberate cooperation with that principle of evolution and outpush of the creative urge of the spirit on this planet, at least, to bring about innumerable centers that it may enjoy. Also, we may enjoy it through that divine interior awareness, which is the intercommunication of God with each one of us, revealing our own divine nature. Conscious and deliberate cooperation. Are you in cooperation with God? Or are you in opposition? Where are you in relationship with God? There is an outpush of the creative urge of the spirit. Do you feel that push? That divine spark that is seeking to express itself more fully through you? that intercommunication of God, our relationship, our dialogue with God. That is the revealing of our divine nature. So we are the innumerable centers that Ernest is speaking about. Now, right now is the time to reveal our own divine nature of oneness, to outpush it, to make it known and felt in spaces and places that it may be foreign to. Outpush the creative urge of the Spirit of God that dwells within you. So I want to end this with this public service announcement. Oneness is the maintaining and sustaining principle that we get to live by. It is the maintaining and sustaining principle that we live, move, and have our being from, through, in, and as our union with God, with oneness. And this is how we move in the world, no matter what. From this higher perspective, stop looking down. Stop looking down. Look up in consciousness. See from beyond the physical. And if I might add, the foolishness. And especially the separation. Be not hypnotized by the foolishness. We shall not be moved. We shall not be moved. We may, like I said, get shook temporarily, but we stay rooted in the oneness as a majority. And we practice centering ourselves within ourselves in conscious union with God. We practice seeing a world that is rooted in oneness. Say it with me. I see a world rooted in oneness. Yes. I see a world rooted in oneness, y'all. That is what I see. I am not in denial about anything that is happening in this world. Believe me. But I know the truth. I know who God is. And that is where I choose to keep my attention and my intention in conscious union with God, knowing that oneness is the majority. And so it is. And so it is. So I have some love work for y'all. We're not going to call it homework. We're going to call it some love work. Yes? So we're entering into the winter season. Winter solstice is a couple of weeks away. And if we want to be in alignment, one of the ways that we get to be in alignment is by following nature. Do what nature does. So this time of the season is a time to be still, to draw yourself within, to release. So this is what we get to practice this month. We get to practice silence. I love the title of Joel Goldsmith's book, The Thunder of Silence. Silence, it has a vibration. So we get to practice silence more this month by going within and spending more conscious time with God. So we're going to practice right now. So I'm going to play a song for you by Beautiful Chorus. And I invite you to just go within, take a breath, tap into that sweet spot within yourself, that love, that joy, that peace, that harmony. It's always present, just waiting for us to realize it again. And so we just take a breath. Close your eyes and just be.
Be still. Be still. Be still. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe, release. 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 Be still and breathe, release, expand, 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 be still and breathe, release. 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 Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Be still. Be still. Be still. Be still.
Be still. Let's take a breath. Be still and breathe. Release. Expand. Be still. We take a breath. We open our eyes. We bring ourselves back to this space. And we carry that energy with us. Be still. That is the practice this month. Be still, be silent, in conscious union with God. Because oneness is a majority. Peace and blessings, everyone.